What's up, guys? How you doing? Lucas Morley here. Now, local entrepreneurs in the house, okay? We have a couple episodes that we're going to be running with local niche experts, okay? They're experts in their field. And basically, you're here if you're wanting to get motivated as an entrepreneur. Are you looking to become an entrepreneur? You're already an entrepreneur, okay? So every week, we're going to interview somebody bi-weekly, Wednesdays and Fridays at 11 a.m. So all the time, check on in, make sure that you're here. We're also going to share it after. We're also going to put it on our YouTube pages and everything like that, okay? So our first guy is going to be Bryan Brackeen, okay, of residential mortgage lending. Let me check this guy out here and invite him in. We'll give it a couple minutes for him to accept. Come on now, Facebook, help us out. Connecting. Beautiful. Bryan, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can perfectly hear you, man. Awesome. I appreciate you being here on this call. Are you ready to rock this?
I am, for sure.
Awesome. Okay, now, I said you're in the residential mortgage lending, correct? And you've been
That's correct.
And you've been about 25 years. Your team's been about 25 years in this, but you didn't start with this. You were actually in the aerospace business. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, I went to college in Wichita, Kansas. Graduated from Wichita State with a bachelor's degree in accounting and finance.
Okay.
Went to work for the Boeing company for a number of years. Very large, of course, aerospace manufacturer. Then subsequent to that, went and worked for a number of suppliers to the Boeing company.
Awesome.
While doing that, got my MBA, after some time in the aerospace industry, just decided that it was time to make a change and come over to the family business, and so that's why we moved into residential lending.
Awesome. And now, was that company in Kansas? Is that correct? Where you originally from? The aerospace.
That's correct.
Awesome. Okay. Now, Bryan, in a sentence or two, what would you say your expertise is today?
Really what we focus on is connecting consumers, with the best finance program for their particular needs. I mean, we have a number of different programs. I mean, overall, we're a $6 billion company.
Wow.
So we have about 26 different loan programs, and it's not a cookie cutter approach, if you will, to loan programs for a given person. So, we really try to interview and understand what somebody's given needs are, and then align that loan program with them.
Awesome. Now, what do we as entrepreneurs don't know about the skill set that you have that we should know?
Sure. So, I talked a little bit about coming from the aerospace business, and when I left that business, I was responsible for about 300 employees and $180 million a year in business. So, to do that, you have to be very detail oriented. And that's one of the things that I bring to this business is just that detail and process orientation, for each and every loan. And it's important because with all of the regulation, there are a lot of steps and expectations associated with it. So.
Okay, sounds good. Now, Bryan, very important for me here is I have my coffee. Do you have a Monster by you or a Red Bull or some water? Make sure to always stay hydrated. I want everybody that's doing this to be as comfortable as possible. Also,
Sure.
For anybody that's watching the live video, if you can hear us loud and clear, please put a little wow face or a little heart or something or a thumbs up so we know that you can hear everything that we are saying, please. Trying to see if some of these come through. Yep, I guess they can hear us really well. Awesome. Now, next question. So, what would be one of those aha moments, okay, that you had, or an idea that you implemented into your business that crushed it, okay? Because again, we're talking to local entrepreneurs. Some people might be scared to do something. Some people might not have ideas, and you've been in business for a while, just like I haven't been in business for a while. What would be one of those aha moments that you received, and how did it happen?
For me, I think one of the biggest aha moments is for those folks who are not entrepreneurs yet, or who have not started their own business, for me, there was a lot of fear. I mean, I was comfortable in aerospace. I was in it for a number of years. I was very successful in it.
Right.
And, there just came a point when, you're working 65 hours a week and you come to the realization that if I'm going to do that, I'm going to do it for myself and I'm going to build my business. And really that was my moment.
No, makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, usually people that are entrepreneurs, they came from another background. Again, I just had actually my first blog post on the localentrepreneurblueprint.com website that talks about my history, where I came from, which, was ocean rescue and firefighting, and then taking the leap of faith to be an entrepreneur. It can be scary for a lot of people, but hopefully these videos, these interviews with people that have succeeded, that have, and I say the blueprint, because you have a system that can be replicated every day. You're not coming up trying to figure stuff out every single day of your life. And same thing with me here. That's why I'm able to now have other businesses and implement systems to that, to guide it. So that's awesome that you had that aha moment. All right. So the next question we have: what excites you today about your business or life in general?
I guess one of the biggest things is that, what we do makes a difference. I mean, we allow people, most people don't have cash to purchase a home. And if you do, congratulations, and you're very fortunate.
Right.
So, for those who don't, and you and me both,
right.
You and me both.
Right.
So, we get to help people, get into the home of their dreams and a home that they're going to raise their family in. And that's, obviously one of the most, if not the most important investment a person will make. So, that to me is just huge. And I enjoy it because, I had alluded earlier that, no two loans are alike, right? No two applicants are alike. And so we, it's always exciting to me to figure out a way to make the best approach for a given person.
Awesome. Yeah, I even know that my mom personally had talked to you like a week or so ago, and you told her a couple of different things that, she had never thought about. So it's awesome to have, again, that's why we have experts in every niche. Whatever niche people are looking to go in, there's going to be an expert in that niche, and the ins and outs of that. And if you don't, you guys are learning it to be better at that specific niche. You're not like you do every single thing kind of guy. You're that expert. All right. So next one, what would be a personal habit that contributes to your success?
And I touched on this a little bit, and really to me, it's detail oriented and follow up. I mean, this business is about customer interaction, and again, it's probably the largest purchase anybody's ever going to make until they purchase the next home.
Right.
And so it's important to them to understand the process. So we always used to say in aerospace, and it follows the same true here, is say what you're going to do, and then do what you say. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to follow through with it, until we get to the end of that process. And as long as you do that with any business, really, but especially in this one, then, generally we come out with, happy customers on the other end.
So they're not having any curveballs throughout the process. You're letting them know this is point A, B, C, D, that we're taking you down. I understand in business, we do have setbacks, and some curveballs from another angle can hit you, and you have to adapt and overcome. And I think a lot of people are scared of that too, is like something happens, the carpet's pulled from under them, as they say in Brazil. And then they're like, I give up, I'm done, I'm out. It's not that, So you're saying you guys have, a system that you take people through, and the communication and giving them the expectations. You've had great success with that.
Exactly. And, if you look at our business, I mean, a very large part of our business is referral or repeat customers. And so, it's no surprise that, good service is one of our main tenets.
Yes.
You don't get repeat business. You don't get referrals unless you took good care of the people that you had come through your door.
100%. And it goes back to that whole, even a reputation nowadays, where if you're going to go out to we just had a fleet, right, to Georgia because of the Hurricane Irma and everything. We had to get a hotel. When we looked at the hotels, we looked at the reviews. So if the hotels had the awesome reviews, as your business does, people are probably going to lean towards that business just because of all the other people that they know. If you don't personally know somebody that stayed at that hotel, you're going to look at those reviews and say, okay, look at this guy. He said it was awesome. It was clean and so on and so forth. So yeah, networking, communicating is a super important part, and it's free. You know, if once you have a client, if you did an outstanding job and you can get a referral, it's free. So everybody should be implementing that into their business, because people talk about, you know, hey, Lucas, with the SEO, how do I do this? Or the video marketing. Said, okay, that's all fine and dandy. But if you have your networking on point, if you're treating your guys, your customers good, they're going to refer you to other people. And that's really the warmest lead that you can have. And that's really what you stick with. You know, everything else aside, it's great to invest and market your business, but you got to make sure that you're doing a good job, and that people are referring, people will like you, so you can keep growing, because that's going to help you grow.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right. Well, next one. What is the best tool that you're using for your business that helps you out or makes your life easier? And I know a couple people here are watching right now. They're like, I think Lucas is reading the questions. Lucas is reading the questions. Lucas had to memorize all these questions. I'd be a pro. Maybe by episode 100, you know, I'll have my eyes closed or something, and I won't. But I'm reading every question right behind me here. But so, what would you say is a tool that has helped you made your life easier? I know. Actually, I'll talk about it later after you say what your tool is. Go ahead.
Sure. You know, I thought about this one for a little bit, and you know, somebody I'm sure will be disappointed because they were looking for the latest cutting edge, whatever.
Right.
But you know, for me, really, it's my calendar. I mean, you know, sometimes the simplest solutions are the best, and I use my calendar for everything. I mean, obviously appointments and things of that nature. But if I have to have a follow up or a conversation or you know, whatever, it's on my calendar. I mean, it's filled, and I have a you know, a color coding system, and I've just kind of developed my own thing with regards to how I do my calendar.
Yeah. Guys, that's a
you know,
golden nugget right there that Bryan's already given you. You know, it's he has a calendar, so obviously his time management is on point because he knows exactly what he has to do, and he color codes everything. These are things to implement, and again, these are the things that entrepreneurs, you guys have to have down if you want to succeed. Just like in a regular job, you have a 9-to-5 schedule and you know what you have to do there. If you're doing it for yourself, that's the same thing. Yes, you make your own hours. You definitely make your own hours, but you have to make sure that you're writing down what you have. You've written down if you have a prospect, if you have a phone call to make, if you have a Facebook Live interview to do, right? Because obviously Bryan's taking time out of his schedule, but it was in his calendar that from this time to this time, he was going to be doing the interview, you know? And again, like you said, simplest tools are one of the easiest ones. I thought you were going to mention one that you had talked to me before. You have a little app. Don't you have an app? And I think that's an awesome tool for maybe other people too. Tell me a little bit more about that app.
We do. We have a smartphone mortgage calculator app that we share with our customers. You know, maybe after this is over, maybe I can put a link on this for folks to be able to access that.
Yes.
But you know, it makes it really simple to do all kinds of mortgage calculations depending upon the loan program, et cetera. And, you know, unlike some of the loan calculators you get online, it not only does your principal and interest, which is simple, and there's thousands of calculators that do that,
okay,
but it also, you know, puts in estimates for homeowners insurance and real estate taxes. And last but not least, mortgage insurance if you don't have at least 20% down. So, you know, for most folks, those three extra pieces, the homeowner's insurance, the real estate taxes, and the mortgage insurance can be extremely significant. And so, you know, if you're using a calculator that doesn't have that, you're being misled.
Yes, you are, exactly. You look at a place, you find out it costs this much, and then when you're moving in, they have the HOA, and we actually have an HOA where we live, and it makes a difference. When you're looking at how much you're going to be paying, you know, whatever your mortgage is, you have that extra $300 maybe behind that, you know, that can hurt you. It can make or break you where you're going to be able to afford this or not, you know. So it's awesome that the app has that. I remember you had shown me that before, and it's cool. So definitely at the end, we can put a link to it so people can connect with it as well. Now, what is the number one thing that was holding you back from becoming an entrepreneur?
You know, and I talked some about this, and that was just the comfort that I had in the aerospace business. I mean, I was in it for almost 17 years, and you know, I'd been through a number of different companies during that time, established a real comfort level in that business. And so, sometimes it's hard to walk away from things that you're used to.
Yeah.
But, it was one of the hardest decisions I made, but, it's turned out to be one of the best decisions I've made.
Correct. All right. And you'll never know unless you actually take that leap of faith. I remember watching a video, I think it's Steve Harvey. He's a comedian, and it's called Jump. You can Google, if I'm saying the name correctly, Steve Harvey, Jump. That's the name of the video, and he talks about taking that jump, and for whatever it is that you want to do in life, take that jump. Or also, you'll get to a certain age where you can't jump anymore into a certain thing, or a new venture, and you might be kicking yourself in the butt that you didn't do it, So
Exactly.
That's awesome. Awesome. Now, what is the best advice that you ever received from maybe a coworker, a family member that would relate to what you do?
And this advice really applies to anything. It was as true in aerospace as it is in residential lending. And that really is, never stop learning. Just never stop learning. Yeah. Even if you're on top, never stop. The business is changing all the time. I mean, we're doing right now, Facebook Live. I mean, it wasn't just a few years ago, this didn't exist.
You're right.
And so, the fact that we're implementing new technologies, if you don't, your competitors will. So, it's important to stay on top of things.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I follow a couple guys. I have a couple mentors myself for business side of it, and also for like digital marketing side of it. I had one for the martial arts gym that I've owned since 2009 now, where I learned these things from. I didn't just pull it out of thin air, but staying on top of it. It's always cutting edge. Like Facebook Live, I heard it for a couple of years now. Like, do Facebook Live for your business, and I'm finally now implementing it to the new business venture. And there's many other options from there, because people think it's just Facebook Live. Once you get this Facebook Live video, you can share it on YouTube. You can share it on your Google Plus. You can put it on your homepage on your website, and so on. And Bryan, you can take this video to whatever link we have, and you can share it, so on and so forth. So it's always going to be content that you're going to have to offer. So staying on top of things is a great advice. Awesome, man. What is something? Oh, hold on. If your business had completely disappeared, oh, this is a great one. If your business had completely disappeared and you had to start from scratch, what would you have done differently, or what would you do?
For me, I would find something in real estate. I've really enjoyed this transition to this industry. I don't know exactly what that would be. I mean, we'd have to just, to take a look at the market and see where the need is and where my, skill set best fits. But it would certainly be in real estate.
Okay, and if you had to choose, say you hadn't started working in the aerospace, and you had to choose between the aerospace and starting somewhere there, or starting as a new entrepreneur directly, would you have taken that route to gain that experience? Or do you think with what you know now, you would say, you know what, excuse me, I would not do that. I would go directly into this.
If I could take me today and transplant me 20 years ago,
yes,
I would jump straight into the residential lending or the entrepreneur spirit. But I think it was really good to come up through corporate America, if you will. There's a lot of lessons that I learned along the way.
Yes.
I always take lessons from everything. And here's another piece of advice that I've gained through the years, and that's I learn from every situation, from everybody. Sometimes it's things that you want to do, and sometimes it's things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
So, it's always give and take, and it's always about learning.
Cool. Awesome, man. Now, what is the best way for our viewers to connect with you? Maybe a website or a phone number or a Facebook page? What would it be?
I'll give you 3 different options here. So you can reach us on our webpage. It's myloan.guru. So no .com, just .guru.
Okay.
Or if you're interested in our loan products and just want to see potentially what you could qualify for, I have 2 different websites for you, just depending upon if you're in Kansas or Florida. We do service both areas. So the first one is iapproveks.com, or you could always go to iapprovefl.com.
So it's I approve, correct? Approve?
I approve.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
awesome. And you do have a Facebook page, or does the team have a Facebook page?
We do. The Brackeen team, mortgage is on Facebook, and we'll try to put some links to all of this under the video here shortly.
Yes, 100%. As soon as we're done with this, we'll definitely share all that information as well. And guys, so entrepreneur dudes and dudettes, you just finished hanging out with Bryan Brackeen and Lucas Morley here. It's important for you to hang out with like-minded individuals, entrepreneurs that are kicking you in the butt to move forward, to stay motivated, that are trying to reach similar goals or bigger goals, and kick the guys in the butt that are trying to pull you down and say, no, you can't do it. Because I remember when I first started this in 2009, that this was not a good idea for me to be a local business owner. It was a martial arts school, is a martial arts school. I'm still doing that. Now I have 2 businesses, and I would get, don't do it. It's not a need, it's a want. But people want to get away from stress, from the regular day-to-day life, from maybe family issues. Somebody's sick at home and you want to go and work it out. So don't let people hold you back, okay, from you reaching your entrepreneurial goals. Bryan did it. He left the aerospace. I've done the firefighting and ocean rescue. And I took that leap of faith to be full-time entrepreneur. And, like Bryan said, it was an awesome decision. Bryan, thank you very much for coming on this and taking that time. Always a pleasure to hang out with you. And we'll make sure that right here after the video, we'll leave all the links and all the ways that people can contact you. And then we'll have this video. You can, I believe once we finish, you can actually share it on your page. And once we get all the links, you can use this video, post it on your YouTube or whatever way that we can actually spread the word, okay? Awesome, Bryan. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too.